This week the heat comes from Arsenal's medical team, who hosted a forum on sports and exercise medicine. Long considered at the forefront of sports medicine, Arsenal and Emirates Stadium played host to some of the world's premier thinkers on the topic. Chaired by the club's medical director, Dr. Gary O'Driscoll, the event was aimed at discussing 125 years in elite medicine and the challenges that lie ahead. Keeping players as healthy as possible is crucial to the future success of the club, and it's events like these that will pay dividends in years to come. So, it's the medical team that are generating all the heat this week. The media is everywhere. Where once football was covered by a few cameras and a couple of journalists, the game has boomed, and so has the interest level. TV, radio, print, internet and social media are an integral part of modern-day football. And at a club like Arsenal, players are constantly thrust into the media spotlight. It's not an easy task, and life in the public eye brings significant pressures. So the club have taken the step of preparing Generation Next for the glare of the global media machine.
Well, today we're taking the first and second year scholars through a few exercises around managing the media, both traditional media, newspapers, radio and television, but also importantly online, how they manage their reputations through Facebook, through Twitter, which are all increasingly important opportunities and challenges in the modern game.
We think it's a great opportunity and very important for the boys to have, this training in these sort of skills, because some of them are going to go on to be probably quite famous, earn quite a lot of money, and it's all too easy to suddenly have a microphone pushed up your nose at the end of a match when there's been a bit of controversy, and if they're not prepared and if they haven't thought about, what the situation might be like, they can say something which is perhaps something they regret later on about the club or personalities or what have you. And I think it'll be quite an eye-opener in how careful they have to be about what they say and what they think about and how they focus. So it's really going to be an invaluable experience for them.
From day one, when they put the Arsenal badge on, they become people that everybody's interested to hear from, whether they're playing for the first team or they're just part of the Arsenal Academy. Suddenly, their views are of interest. Thousands of people will follow them and react to what they're saying, so they really need to know very early, and that's why we're here today.
To help the young players get ready for what to expect, Sky Sports journalist Dickie Davis and his crew have been drafted in to provide an authentic experience.
The idea is that we media train the youngsters so that if they suddenly get a great goal in the Carling Cup game that they've been brought into and they're suddenly pulled aside for an interview straight after the game, they're not completely caught out by what they're set for, to teach them what to say and what not to say. Really just to make sure they don't cause any howlers, but to also bring out their honesty, to be honest in an interview. If you're not honest, you will get caught out.
While Davis and the Arsenal communications team explain on-camera behaviour, much of the training is learning about the new frontier of social media. The rise to prominence of Twitter and Facebook have been one of the big changes to the media landscape in recent years.
Well, unfortunately for them, I think. I mean, we were quite lucky. We never had any of this, Twitter and Facebook and constant media pressure. So it's quite tough for them. They have to learn early that things they do and say are, completely in the public eye.
If you say something on Twitter, you're not just talking to a small group of friends who you may think are very close to you. You're actually talking to thousands and probably millions of people, and there can sometimes be problems, sometimes actually they're telling a great story and it's all good. And obviously what we're here to do today is to try and make sure they get it right more than they get it wrong.
They've got quite old heads on young bodies, I think, so far we've not had too much of a problem. But certainly when they get to the fringe of the first team, I think that's when it really matters, because the whole world wants to read what they're doing. And any little snippet they can find, it can be used, so they have to be careful.
Far from a necessary evil, the media is an essential part of the way modern football operates. The game and all that surrounds it are now easily digested anywhere around the globe, so the stars of tomorrow need to be prepared for what will follow when they are thrust into the spotlight. And it's days like this that will help them on their way to the top.
I think it's a fabulous opportunity. I mean, something, like I said, we never had to deal with, but When I first faced cameras, I mean, I hadn't got a clue what to do with them. So, you know, these kids have got it all early, and everything's set up for them to, you know, be professional on and off the pitch.
I think it's a massive jump to go from you're bobbing along even at a club like Arsenal. Not many people know who you are, and suddenly you're thrust into the limelight. But Twitter is obviously the one of the moment. But again, the fans and the players like it because the players can say what they really think. But you equally have to be careful that every journalist out there is watching it. You have to be sensible. You can say your piece and speak your mind, but within reason. You don't end up in the courts or in the manager's office on the Monday morning.
What is my favorite animal, and is it fluffy? My favorite animal. So my parents have a dog, so that will be probably my favorite animal. Who is the best player I ever play against? That probably will be Zinedine Zidane. He was an amazing player, and I always admired him, and he was fantastic. What superhero power I would like to have? Probably Superman's, because he could fly as well. So I would like to try that. That would be pretty interesting, I would say. Is it true that I'm a big fan of death metal? And what is my favorite band? It's not true. I'm a fan of death metal. I like the metal in general. Obviously, of course, all genres of the metal, let's say. But you know, I'm not just a metalhead. You know, I like rock. I like even sometimes like classical stuff. You know, so the sort of music what I listen is not just a metal, but most of that it is metal. Who is the funniest player in the team? Right now I wouldn't say that we have like one particular clown in the team. There's many clowns there. So, but basically I think we have a good group of players, and we have fun together. What is my favorite ever Arsenal goal? That will be definitely right now the goal against Tottenham. I think it was great, and not just my goal. The whole game was amazing, and to come back from 2-0 down against Tottenham, it was a great moment for me. I think I think for the fans as well, and the whole Arsenal community, I think, enjoyed this one very much. Thomas, are you afraid of the dark? That's a nice song from Iron Maiden, Fear of the Dark. But I'm not. Do you like pie? I do very much, yeah. Favorite one? Cheesecake. That's why I'm saying that, you know. I make a joke and no one understands me here. What I'm looking up for inspiration here in Arsenal. That is a good question. Next.